Hey, good afternoon, everybody. This is Larry at Heisenberg Forest Products, and we're here. I think it's afternoon. No, it's morning still. It's 11:30. Sorry. Good morning, everybody. This is Larry at Heisenberg Forest Products, and we're live this morning. So I can't believe it's October. You can see that just looking at the nature, you can tell that fall is with us, and it's a different season than summer. So our pool's still open, but I'm gonna have to close it soon. You can see the plants over there. They're slowly dying because we're getting some frost. I think we got a couple days of frost this week. So this is where we're at. So I'm starting from a different vantage point this morning. So let's go and check out the wood yard. So I'm gonna get out of from under the shelter here, and we'll start walking. So truck is parked by the shop right now because I recharge the battery on my dump trailer once or twice a week. For some reason, the solar panel stopped working, so I'm not sure if I dropped a piece of wood on it as I was filling up the trailer, or it's not cracked, but there's just nothing happening. So I might have to look into a new one, probably next year. So the big thing this week was our road trip to Perth, and you'll see in a minute why we went to Perth. We on Wednesday, Louise and we left at about 8 in the morning and drove to Perth, which is about 5 hours away from here, to pick up a new tool for the wood yard. So it was a bit of a drive. So Perth has Cord King is in Perth. So my wood processor was bought from Cord King, and their factories in Perth, and we did stop by there to pick up some spare parts, and I bumped into the guys at the factory. They're great. They've been nothing but awesome to us. So it was nice to see my buddy Dave and Serge, who brought the processor. He remembered us because we had him over for, I think it was a lunch. So Louise prepared him a nice lunch before he had to drive back. It was a long day. I got back home. It was 10 that night, and I was exhausted. So as we walk here, you're seeing a little bit of blue and orange. So those of you who are into wood producing, you know what this is. So this is an Easton made Ultra. So both Cord King and Easton made are next to each other in Perth. They're on the same street. So this is my new tool. So you're probably wondering, why are you buying a wood splitter, Larry? You've got a nice processor. Are you going back to processing by hand? And the answer is partly yes. Part of our goal here is to produce in the winter, and I find the processor doesn't work well in the winter. There's too many issues with the motor, so I'm gonna cut by hand in the winter. I won't be producing as much wood as I would in the summer, but it's just gonna keep me busy. So we picked this nice machine up from the Easton made factory in Perth, and I've been looking at this machine for about 2 years, and I first saw it on a YouTube channel. For those of you who do follow YouTube channels, the channel name is In the Woodyard, and the guy who produces the video, his name is Chris Carlson, and he had one of those, and he really liked it. And he's an Easton made guy. I'm partly Easton made for sure. For splitters, I think they make the best splitters, and I looked at many different kinds of splitters, and this is for me the best wood splitter for me. They've got different kinds of splitters. Some of their splitters are really top end. You're looking at over $30,000. This one was not worth that much money. We bought a single wedge because I thought maybe for those bigger pieces I could use that, and it comes with a 4-way wedge. So and those wedges are pretty heavy. So I'm gonna figure something out in my winter shop, a little winch of some sort where I could change the wedge right in the winter shop before I take it out. So that's another little project that I have in mind for the fall. So it was a nice trip. I rented a little U-Haul, and everything went well. Louise and I had a nice day together, but man, I was tired for 2 days after that. So I was a little frustrated because I wasn't getting uh, anything done. So this is kind of the winter planning that I'm doing here. Um, we have a load of wood leaving this morning. My colleague Kurt takes care of that for me, so he delivers wood in this nice car hauler. So there's 4 face cords in there, so that's going out this morning. 2 cords of poplar that I have left, they're on racks, so I've got 4 racks there, so I moved that into place this week. So kind of cleaned up, and we'll walk around here. We're kind of trying to keep the yard as clean as we can. There's no snow in the forecast, but you know, when snow hits, then it becomes a little harder to keep things clean. So here I've got some maple. So I finished the maple from last week. I don't know if you remember, I had a pile of maple there. That's all done, so it's here now. And then I've got some poplar. That stuff is all sold, and all the maple in the back of the front rows here, that's all sold. So I'm just waiting for my customers to come and pick them up. I processed a bush cord of birch yesterday, so this seems to be nice stuff. And it still needs to dry a bit, so I'm not going to put it on the market right now. So I've got no birch on the market. So you can see I've cleaned up pretty well here, so I've got a nice space for another block. So I got 2 spaces here that I can fill up with wood depending on the weather, right? So if it starts raining, then Larry's done stacking this way. Anyways, we'll do it the winter way. We'll take out the chainsaw and we'll start cutting. So right now I'm looking at the weather. There's a few days of rain. Depending on how much rain we get, I might be able to keep going and doing this work. Things went really well because I worked Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday we went to Perth. Thursday I was toast. I brought back the trailer because I had to bring it back to North Bay. Had breakfast with a friend of mine. So the day was pretty much shot. I got back home and I laid on the couch. I was toast. I was a zombie. So see, last week we had a big pile of maple there. I was able to clean that out. I've also had a chance to start cleaning here, so it's not too bad. I should come back with a rake and do another pass and clean this up a bit, but it's not too bad because we're gonna have some wood here. So I have to order that probably a little later in the month. And again, it all depends on the weather. So processor is loaded up and ready to go for tomorrow. So I got some birch on there, and I got a few pieces left right here. So a couple more pieces. I think there's see, I'm gonna have to take the chainsaw out because this piece here would be a nightmare to process. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces left. So I'm figuring I've got about between those pieces here and those 4 pieces here, I'll probably get another 2 face cords of birch that I'm gonna put at where I showed you where there's a bush cord. So then after that, so once I get that done, and I'm hoping to get that done tomorrow morning, I'm gonna jump into this this maple here. So I got a few sticks of maple here from this load of birch. So I separated them. So I'm gonna do those next. So maybe tomorrow afternoon if I can get that maple out of the way, and then we'll jump into some birch this week. And then at the back here I've got some poplar. So that's been on our lot for a bit. So I'd like to clean this up depending on the weather again. So if we have a half decent October, I'm thinking there's a pretty good chance that I could clean this wood out. So that would be, like, for me, that would be ideal. So I'd be done all this wood for this year. And then the plan for the winter is not to use the processor because that doesn't work for me. I'm going to go and cut with a chainsaw this pile here. So this is a nice pile. So kind of the thinking is not to grow the business, but just to spread the work throughout the year, right? Because if I could get this done, there could be 100 cords in there, then I'll have less work to do next summer. And then Louise would like to go camping again, so, and if I'm stuck here doing work, then that doesn't work too well for us. So that's part of our plan. So then that's why I bought that wood splitter. So I'm just looking at my notes here. Oh yeah, let's have a look at my personal pile here. It didn't grow much, but that the plan for that, I was going to do it on my own, but my brother who lives down south said, "Hey, keep that. We'll do it together." So, and you know, he's into this stuff too. So he wants to use the wood splitter, obviously, and he's got a nice chainsaw, still 500i. I'm more of a Husqvarna guy, so I've got an XP 592. So we're kind of, you know, we compete, we tease each other. So yeah, personal pile looks nice. So we're gonna buck that on a weekend and split it. See how there's mushrooms growing on this wood. It's wood is funny that way. So he said, keep that wood, we'll do it on a weekend. So I said, okay, let's do it, and I'll stack it here. So this is all my personal stuff. So there's a quarter cord here. I don't know if you remember my rant about this customer who took a quarter cord, never came and got the rest of it. Well, that's I ended up selling him a quarter cord of birch instead of a quarter cord of maple. So I'm going to keep this for me. And I had a quarter cord already, so I'll have a half cord of maple that I can use for my own use. So I'm not sure how much wood there is here. It's always hard to predict. I would say at least 4 face cords. That would be my guess. But it's hard to say. Some of these pieces are pretty big. It's going to be fun to split that with the Ultra wood splitter. So got some pieces. I brought a piece of here's a piece of birch here. That was too big for the processor. So, and I got those pieces of red pine, and you can really smell the red pine here. So I'm going to resplit those. So I might try my wood splitter this afternoon if it doesn't rain. So that's kind of what we've been doing this week. I'm just so yeah. So what we have on our lot right now, we've got some poplar. So 2 face cords of poplar at $100 a face cord, $130 a face cord, I mean. And then we're well stocked in the maple face cords for us. 8 feet, 4 feet high, 16 inches deep. So now, not every piece is 16 inches. Some are 15, some are 17. The odd one's 18. And we include all these offcuts on there. So this is nice stuff. And we moved quite a bit of wood in the last week, and most of our customers are happy. I just had the one who was questioning the amount of wood that we provided him. So I kind of try to straighten that out with him. But because we stack everything, everything's measured. You know, when you're stacking wood, depends on how tight you stack it. When I stack, I just throw them on there. And you do need space for it to dry. So if you stack it real tight, yeah, I could probably fit a little bit more wood in a cord, but then, you know, it would start rotting quicker. So that's why we stack the way we stack. I used to stack real tight, and Louise discouraged me from doing that because it was not good. So I think right now the way we stack works well. So our maple, we're well stocked in maple, $160 a face cord. We're working on that square over there, and there's another one at the back. So that's what we're clearing out now. If things go well, if the weather holds, I should be able to fill maybe 2 more squares, but it depends on the weather. And in the winter, I won't be stacking. I'll just cut the wood, split it, and leave it in a pile, and then we'll stack in the spring. It still dries, but not as quickly. I'm just looking at my notes here again. So no birch right now. I have this birch here, but I'm not putting it on right away because most of our customers buying now, they're looking to buy something a little bit drier, and this stuff was freshly cut, so I'm going to give it a few weeks and maybe cut that birch in the back there. I think I have about 10 face cords, so that'll all come here. And then I'll take the poplar and put it in front of that, and then I'll put it on the market maybe November. So it'll give it a month to start drying on our lot, and then we can start selling that. But the wood's it's been drying nicely. They're calling for plus 27, 26, 27 for the next 3 days, so it's gonna dry even more. So it's a good time to get your wood for the winter. You don't want to wait too long, because you're going to get wood that's not quite dry enough. Now the nice part about this wood here, it's been on our lot for a year now, so it's drying log length, but not as quickly as when it's split and stacked. So next week, yeah, that's I guess for next week for us, if I can get, well, for sure tomorrow, finish off that birch and stack it. Maybe start on the few pieces of maple, put that over there at the back, and then get into the birch. We'll see how things go. They're calling for 3 nice days, but the days are going to be really hot, so hopefully I can withstand the heat, because last summer I just couldn't do the work because it was too hot. So the nice thing about hot in the fall is that you don't get that humidity, and you get a nice little wind sometimes. So right now, like, it's hot, but there's a little wind, so it feels good. We need to start putting our stuff away. So Louise wants to put away the camper. So there's a bit of work that we need to do together in the yard. So we're gonna try to set aside like an hour every day and just work on some of this stuff. Start putting away our lawn furniture, and the 2 big things we need to do is close the camper and then the pool. So that's 2 jobs that need to happen before the end of October. Camper for sure this week. The pool probably a couple more weeks. We'll see. So we still have lots of campfire wood bags. So our campfire wood bags are 1.7 cubic feet of material. We sell those at $10 a bag, or 11 bags for $100. So we're well stocked with that. Louise hasn't had the chance. She's been busy doing all kinds of things, so she still has to get this wood into bags before the winter. So that's some of the work she needs to do. We've got shavings, lots of shavings available, and we sell those at $7 a bag, or 10 bags for $60. So if you need shavings, it's under this tarp here. So we got lots of that too. Birch bark. We got lots of birch bark. Actually, I don't know if we can see it from here. Let's walk across here. It's hard to see. I got birch bark. I'll keep walking. I got some bags of birch bark. We sell those at $5 each. We give a lot away to our customers when they buy wood from us, but lots of birch bark over there. You can see it's available. So if you want birch bark, just reach out. We've got $5 a bag, and we'll get you on your way with that. So that's about all the stuff we have on our lot right now, and I think that's about the end of this video. So before we go, I'm gonna walk back to the entrance here. So to find these videos, we have a YouTube channel. So the way I do my videos is I go live on Facebook, and then I download the video onto my computer and upload it to YouTube. So you can find these videos in 3 different areas. So on Facebook, on our business page, Heisenberg Forest Products. So that's where it shows up first. And then it goes on to YouTube. So I've got a channel. It's called Breaking Wood 68. So if you look for Breaking Wood 68, you'll find our channel. And on the channel, we have all our videos. So I keep all my videos in one space. And then the last 4 videos, so about a month worth of videos, ends up on our webpage, which is breakingwood.com. So that's where you can find those videos. Again, just to finish off, you can see that fall is well on its way here. The colors aren't as vibrant this morning, but that could be because there's no sun. But I've noticed that some of the leaves have, that tree right there, so it's been red for about 3 weeks, the leaves are falling out slowly. So we're seeing the end of fall, the end of the nice leaves. But I enjoyed them for 3 weeks, and I've spent all the time that I could back here. And again, very grateful to be able to do this in retirement, and hoping to be able to do it for many more years, at least a decade. So I'm going to sign off by saying I hope everybody's having an awesome weekend. I hope you'll have a great week, and ciao.